Hey, welcome to another class. My name is Ralph. I'm your yoga teacher. Today we're going to be doing 8 beginner-friendly yoga poses that address impotence. Less circulation, less blood flow, but what these 8 yoga poses will do is boost your confidence, but most importantly, treat the situation that is at hand, impotence. So get something comfortable. You do not need a yoga mat. All you need to do is, like I said, get something comfortable. Make sure you are against the wall because you may have a little bit of straining here or there, but pay attention to your body. And again, this is specifically for the men today. These 8 yoga poses, if you practice these over and over and over again, you will begin to see less occurrence of the situation at hand. So like I said, get something comfortable and we'll get started. So we'll first start standing. And we'll go right to extended mountain pose. So with some of the poses, I will face you. Some of them I will face the opposite way. So let's get into extended mountain pose. Press down through your feet. Place your hands by your side. And just have an erect spine going up through the crown of the head. With both hands reach up, inhale. This is extended mountain pose. You can keep the hands apart. Or you can bring the hands together, pointing your gaze towards your thumbs. Drop your shoulders down your back and just begin to breathe. In this class today, like I said, we are doing 8 poses. If I do have some ladies that are joining, this is also for you as well, but some of the movements that we will be doing specifically target the reproductive area for guys. So share with maybe an uncle, a brother, a cousin, significant other, someone you may know. It will be a benefit for them. So share to the men in your lives. And keep breathing, pressing down through the feet, shoulders down your back, reaching up toward the sky with the hands. Focusing on the breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Big breath in. Exhale. 2 more just like that, breathing in through your nose. Exhale. Last one, breath in. Keep that spine erect. And exhale. Good, bring your hands down by your side. And from here, I'm gonna face you 5 body weight squats. However you're comfortable with the squats, keep it a little bit further apart. You can keep it tight, but just 5. Inhale, down, exhale back up. 1, inhale down, exhale back up. 2, inhale down, exhale back up. 3, 2 more. 4, last one, 5, good. Extended mountain pose where we just came from, reach the arms up to the sky, inhale, fold forward, exhale, Uttanasana. This is your standing forward fold. We'll be doing the seated forward fold here in a moment. Bend your knees some, don't target the back of the legs. So if you can place your hands on the mat, that is fine. If you can't access that, place your hands on your shins. And if your hands are on your shins, try to make your back into a tabletop. So keep it flat. And again, pressing down through the feet. I know a lot of the guys I know, a lot of the older gentlemen, uncles, cousins, brothers, dads, you can't touch your toes. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And I can be upfront with you about it, instead of beating around the bush. But as a man, you definitely need to be able to touch your toes. You need to be able to touch your toes. So just start slowly. Like I said, when we first got into Uttanasana, this is a forward fold. Bend your knees, especially if you are tight in the hamstrings. Bend your knees, keep it light. And even if you bend your knees, you may be able to come down a little bit further with your hands on the mat, maybe on the toes. Focus on the breath here. Got about 5 more breaths. Last one. Breathing in and out through the nose. Good, and come back up to a halfway lift. Flat back. You're gonna inhale, come all the way back up to extended mountain pose. Inhale. Fold again. Exhale to where you can. Back up to a halfway lift. And step back to a high plank. If you can't access that, just come down to the knees. Rolling on over to the side. I'm gonna face you for Upavisa Konasana, which is basically a wide angle pose with the legs. So to access it a little bit easier, just bring your legs together. Use your hands to bring your legs as far apart as they can. This is where you may want to be against the wall because you will have a little bit of tightness in the low back, maybe in the groin area. Point your toes up to the sky. And when you find that comfortable position, place your hands on the outer parts of the thighs and really sit up erect through the spine. Relax all areas of the body. Take note of it. Focus on the breath. Continue pressing down through the backs of the legs, so the hamstrings, the calves. Press down. And again, toes pointing up. You might start to feel it in the inner areas of the hip. If you need to back off a little bit, maybe bring the legs a little bit closer in together. That is fine as well. There is no competition with yoga. There is no goal. There is no win. It's you and your body. And that is it. That is it. A few more breaths. If you aren't against the wall, see if you can really come up onto the sit bones, which is just the butt bones. See if you can really move some of the meat away so that you can really find that comfortable spot within the pose. Focusing on the breath, impotence, meat. Yeah, we getting you right. We getting you right. Because it's a serious issue, it really is. Especially, it has been happening a lot earlier for men, especially in the US, in the West. Impotence is not something to play with. It's a warning sign for the body. So when you do notice that things aren't circulating like they need to, keep coming back to this video. Of course, do some of the things you may have spoken with a doctor about. But these poses, if you continue to do them on a daily, weekly basis, you'll start to reverse some of the things that are currently going on. A couple more breaths, and then we'll get on out of it. Again, erect spine. Good, and bring the legs back together. If you are against the wall, make sure you got a little bit of room in front of you. Move away from the wall as well. We'll come into a seated forward fold. So keep your legs hip width apart. Inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. And exhale, see how far you can go with the hands while keeping your back in sort of an erect position. So see how far you can come. Maybe the hands come down onto the shins. Maybe they're at the knees, that's fine. If you can grab the toes with the peace fingers. Inhale and exhale, fold forward into the seated forward fold. We'll be here for a few breaths, a little bit more than a few, but just really use your breath to release the tension you may be holding within the body. And again, if your hands are on the mat, on the carpet, next to the legs, that's fine. Maybe if you want to bend the knees a little bit, you can do that as well. But just breathe. Really try to inhale and exhale and really pull that inner belly in, the low inner belly. Try to pull it in. Focus on the breath, toes pointing up. And when you're practicing yoga and using yoga as more of a tool to target ailments in the body, it takes time. So it's not like, you're gonna do this one time and boom, you got blood flow 5 minutes after the practice. No, it takes time, it takes work. And you also have to couple that with, your diet, exercise, not living a sedentary lifestyle. So like I said, this is gonna be a foundation for you. Keep coming back to this video so that you start to find a little bit more fluidity through the poses. You're not as tight, because maybe in the seated forward fold right now, you may be super tight in the shoulders. You may be super tight in the mid back. As you continue to go through the poses, it'll start to ease off a bit. I promise. I won't lead you astray. I won't lead you astray, my guys. Ladies, if you are here. A few more breaths here. I know we're holding it. We're holding it for a while. If you need to ease off, ease off. Good. Big breath in. Exhale through the mouth. And release it. Good. Maybe bend the knees. Come out to the feet. And just move the knees side to side. Loosen up some of the low back. You definitely have worked it a bit there, especially if you haven't been stretching a lot. Good. Next one we have is Baddha Konasana, which is basically just a butterfly, seated butterfly. Again, if you need to come on, sit next to a wall, please do that. You'll have more support on the back. If you are just seated, place your feet together. With both hands, grab the outer parts of the feet, tops of the feet, and then your knees are gonna drop outwards into the butterfly, okay? Baddha Konasana, that's a yoga term for the name of it. Keep your spine erect and breathe. Focus on the breath here. It's definitely a lot of tension. If you need to ease off of it, ease off of it. Maybe you have to place your hands behind you. You can do that as well. Maybe you inch your feet a little bit further from the midsection of your body. Just play around with it. There's no exact. And this is beginner friendly. When you do dive deeper into yoga, when you practice it for a little bit longer, there are a ton more yoga poses that address impotence. But there's no reason to rush into it. There's no reason to dive that deeply into it, because it does get challenging. It does target specific areas of the body that you may not be used to using. So starting with these 8 poses that we've done today, they get you right. I promise. They get you guys right. A few more breaths. Again, focusing on the breath, breathing in and out through the nose if you can. If you have to exhale through the mouth, that's okay. If you see that you have a little bit more space, maybe inch the heels a little bit closer to the midsection of the body. Good, and release. Just extend the legs out. Kind of give them a shake. And share this video with your relatives that are men. You never know what some people are going through. Some people are, you know, it's a touchy subject. It's a touchy topic. It's not something that we talk about. So next pose is what we're gonna do is just come down to the back, lay all the way down. Make sure you stack your ankles underneath your knees. If you have knee issues, any kind of issues with the body, just pay attention to it. What I say is just a suggestion. And we'll just come up to bridge pose for a moment. Inhale, lift up. Both hands placed on the mat, palms facing down. Inhale, lower. Exhale, back up. That's 1. We just have 5. Inhale, lower. Exhale, back up. Lower. And back up. 3. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, back up. 2. Last 1. Inhale, low. Exhale, high. Good. Come all the way down. If you can bring your knees into your chest, do that. But if you can only kind of make it into a kind of like this L shape here, and that's the furthest you can go, that's fine as well. But if you can squeeze the knees into the chest while placing your low back down onto the mat, pressing down. A few breaths here. Good, and slowly release. Coming back up. And that's it. So I appreciate you all for joining. I'll see you all in the next video, and wishing you well.